So, are you a new real estate agent that just got their license and you're going through some real challenges? Well, in this video, I'm going to break down 5 real challenges that new real estate agents face and then how to overcome those challenges to come out on the other side successful and having a prosperous career. So let's dive right into the video. So being a new agent comes with many challenges. I remember about 6 years ago, I was a new agent and I was a young agent. I was only 22 years old and I was coming out of a finance job and I was just like completely shocked when I got into this business and found out how difficult it can be, especially as a new young agent trying to break into an industry that's filled with experienced agents that have books of business and have a pipeline that's already established. So let's talk about 5 challenges that you're going to face as a new agent. The very first one is having a lack of runway in front of you. Now you might be wondering, like, a lack of runway? We gotta fly planes? What is this guy talking about? Well, what I mean by that is a lot of agents jump into this business and they don't save enough money before they get started. And that's a huge mistake in my opinion, because this business is hard to get off the ground. It's 100% commission income, and you're gonna have to go out there and make something happen. And as a new agent, it can be a challenge to do that, especially when you don't know what to do, especially when you're kind of just sharpening your skills and learning the craft. It can take some time to get your first commission and really get your business off the ground. So lack of runway is a big problem, and I suggest you save about 6 months of your expenses and put that into a savings account, and you can just call that your real estate business startup account. Now, the easiest way to do that is just line item all your expenses on a monthly basis, try to figure out exactly what you're spending each month, and then take that, times it by 6, and you're gonna have a number. That number is probably gonna be somewhere around $15,000 to $20,000, depending on what your expenses are. So the way I got that calculation is if you're spending $3,000 a month on your expenses, so that would be like your car bill, your car insurance, your health insurance, your house payment, if you have a mortgage or you pay rent, whatever that looks like, you wanna add all that stuff up and then you wanna times it by 6. So if your average expenses are $3,000 a month, you're looking at about $18,000 to give yourself 6 months of runway to make this business work. So I would start saving up for it, because the more money you can put away before you actually start, the more likely you're going to have success, because what you're doing is you're buying time to learn the business and become successful. The next thing is not having enough speed on the runway. So basically, number 2 is not prospecting. So that's basically, you pull the plug on your job, you become a full-time agent, and you have to go make money. So that would be the equivalent of you, say you were a pilot and you pulled your aircraft on the runway and you're just sitting there and nothing's happening, no one's doing anything, and you're not hitting the accelerator. And you're just sitting there on the runway on idle. That's what a lot of people do, and that's what a lot of agents do in this career, and then they wonder why it's not working. So the accelerator in this situation in your real estate business would be like prospecting. So what I would do as a new agent to really unlock success, if you're serious about this, is prospect for 2 to 3 hours every single day for at least 5 days out of the week. And take 2 days off, because again, you don't want to burn yourself out. This business can become exhausting, okay? Especially when you're getting hung up on, people are telling you no, you're just trying to hone your skills on the phone and really learn how to talk to people about real estate. It's gonna get exhausting. So take 2 days off, unplug, recharge, and then dive back into it. Just treat it like it's a normal job. You're gonna check in at a certain time every day, do your 3 hours of prospecting, clock out on the dot, and then get back into it the next day. That's the best advice I can give you, especially as someone that's coming from a 9-to-5 job. If you don't have anybody telling you what to do, it can be extremely challenging to motivate yourself to go into the office to basically get hung up on and yelled at. If you're brand new to prospecting, it can be a real challenge. So just keep in mind, remember why you're doing this, because this is going to be the accelerator that gets your business off the ground as fast as possible. And if you want to look into prospecting leads, I would check out Vulcan 7. They do a really good job. We have an affiliate link down below. They do things like expired, for sale by owner, circle prospecting leads. This kind of system will get you off the ground quick because you're going to get a lot of data. You can just sit there, call for 3 hours. It comes with a dialer, and just get used to prospecting. And it's the cheapest way to get your business off the ground. So definitely check that link down below and see what kind of pricing they have going on. It's a system I personally use and I really love it. So check that out. And the next thing I want to talk about is the skill set. So, when you first start out, it can be super hard and super challenging because you don't have the right skills to convert the leads. So even if you're putting the work in, if you're saying the wrong things and you're doing the wrong things on the phone, it's not going to work. And that's why this business can become really frustrating. And a lot of people, they quit because they're doing the work. They're checking in every day. They're doing the 3 hours of prospecting, but yet nothing's happening because they're not doing the right things. They're not hitting the right buttons and they're not having the right conversations that will lead them towards a sale and a commission. So it's important to really master your craft and really hone in on your skills. So developing skills is super important. And when I started, I basically bought real estate courses from other successful agents, and I just took little nuggets from each one. And I started taking that and I started implementing that into my business. Another thing you can do if you don't have a lot of money to invest into education, you can just go on YouTube, watch videos like this. It's great that you're already watching a video like this. So just keep watching videos from, successful agents that are doing a good job in the business and giving out free information on websites like YouTube. So definitely tune into that kind of stuff because you're going to learn a lot. Also check out our series, Coffee with Closers. That's when I basically sit down with top people from the real estate industry and basically have a coffee with them and shoot a video and share knowledge that they have obtained from starting their own real estate business. So I've interviewed people that have sold, multi-millions, that have giant real estate teams, people that have, started luxury real estate brokerages, property managers that have basically, over 450 units under management, young real estate developers, basically people that are just making things happen in the real estate industry. So definitely check that out. It's called Coffee with Closers. You can find that in our Empire of Real Estate playlist, and that series will be really good. It's filled with a lot of good knowledge that will help you grow your business. Next, I want to talk about the importance of having a mentor. So, gobbling up as much content online is important, but it's also important to find someone in your market that you can simply have a cup of coffee with, have a real talk with, and spend 30 or 40 minutes with, and really just bounce ideas back and forth and tell them what you're struggling with. And maybe they can give you some insight on what things that you can do to fix that in your local market. And that could be a complete game changer just to have someone there that can help you get your business off the ground. Last but certainly not least is number 5. And I say this is the most important one because this is the one that agents struggle with the most when they first get their license. And this is basically the messy schedule problem. And when you first come out of a 9-to-5 job, you probably feel structured. You have a manager that's telling you what to do. You have a time clock that you might have to check into. But when you get your real estate license and you become a full-time agent, all that stuff disappears. And you're your own boss. You're a 1099 contractor at that point. So that manager that's nagging you to do something disappears. That time clock that you have to punch into goes away. So if it's a hot day and it's summer and it's beautiful and you live in a coastal town, well, what's stopping you from waking up, checking out, going to the beach, and laying on the beach all day and sipping cocktails? Well, nothing is. The problem with that is that over time, you're going to deplete your runway money and you're gonna go broke, end up back at that 9-to-5 job that you didn't wanna be at. So you have to be very careful with that. Now, it's important to take days off. It's important to give yourself you time, but you wanna time block all this stuff and build some kind of a structure around your business, or it's just gonna be chaos. You're gonna have a messy schedule and then nothing's going to be done. When I first started, I can't tell you how many times the day just completely ran away from me. And then I look back and I look at my checklist and nothing got done. So build a framework. Wake up, say, okay, I'm doing this from this time to this time. It's called time blocking. So from 9 a.m. to 12, you might want to prospect, right? Depending on what your schedule looks like and where you're at. And then after that, 12 o'clock, you might want to go get lunch until 1, give yourself a break to check out. And then from 1 to 3, maybe you want to do paperwork. And then from 3 to 6, maybe you want to show houses and meet with clients. So that's just a baseline, rough idea of what your schedule could look like. And then maybe at, 7 in the morning to 8 in the morning, you're going to go to the gym, right? So that just gives you an idea of what you can set up. Now, everybody's schedule is going to be different. You might want to flip-flop this. There's no right or wrong way to do it. You might want to take this 9 to 12 and put this at 4 to 6 or 4 to 7 and do that as your prospecting time. It all depends on how you want to structure your business. The most important thing is build a schedule and stick to the schedule, because what's going to happen is things are going to become chaotic, and a lot of things that you want to get done won't get done. And if you don't know how to manage your day and manage your schedule, a lot of things are going to get lost in translation and you're not going to get a lot done. When a lot of things don't get done, when you're a real estate agent, you don't make a lot of money. So it's important to focus on this stuff, and it's important to master these 5 things and these 5 challenges if you want to become a successful agent and bypass that statistic of 87% of agents fail out of the business within the first couple of years. So let's not be another statistic. Let's overcome these challenges and let's become successful agents. So thanks so much for tuning in. If you like this kind of content, we come out with new content every single week for real estate entrepreneurs to help you grow your real estate business. So if you like that kind of content, hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching and have an awesome day.